Hey guys, how's it going? It's Mage. I'm coming back with another video on how to rank up and how I went from Champ 1 to Grand Champ in one season. I'm going to give a series of tips of what helped me get to the next level, and hopefully it works for you guys. Most of these tips are mentality tips on how you should perceive the game more than how you should play the game. Tip number 1, this is the most important tip. You really gotta trust your teammates, and it's one of the hardest tips you can do. Once you start trusting your teammates and giving them space to do what they need to do, that's when you'll start ranking up. That's when you'll start winning games. Sometimes we don't always have to go and bring your teammate up with a leash and be right next to them, when I could create an open space by trusting them and try to give them an option to keep going forward. Same thing with defense. You gotta trust your teammate when going for stuff, and that's how you avoid double commits. Tip number 2 for me would have to be don't worry about your rank, just worry about yourself. And this is a tip that really helped me out. I was struggling at around Champ 2 last season, and once I stopped worrying about, oh my goodness, I'm going against Champ 2s and going against Champ 3s, I started playing better once I stopped worrying about who I went against. I started to become Champ 3. I went to Champ 3, and then I went to Grand Champ, and then it went from there. And I stopped worrying about who I went against. And it's kind of hard to stop worrying about who I go against. Sometimes I'll see someone and I'm like, oh, they're really good. Or if I ever get in a match with a pro, I'm just like, oh dude, they're so fast. And I need to stop doing that. Same thing with some people. I'm like, oh, well, they have Champ 3s and I just have Champ 1s. Don't look at it like that. You need to look at it like, oh, I'm gonna beat these Champ 3s, easy dubs, you know? The next tip I'm gonna give is work on your mechanics. Train in free play about 30 minutes a day, or whatever your time schedule is. You want to train in free play a lot. Free play is probably where I taught myself how to do everything. I don't really use custom training packs or anything like that. You don't need all those custom training packs. If you want to use them, go ahead. If that's how you get better at mechanics, then go ahead. All I did was replay and practice the fundamentals of the game, and then once I wanted to learn a trick, I would devote some time to it, but it's not the most important thing in the world. Sometimes you gotta put priorities over looking cool. When I started off playing Rocket League, all I would want to do is look cool, you know? Looking cool and being Grand Champ is not the same thing. Grand Champs hardly ever actually freestyle and rank once they're at that level. It's just a lot of ball chasing and a lot of contests. You'll get some individual plays going, but most of the time it's just you're contesting or you're getting your team a passing play so you can squeeze a goal in. The next tip would be make sure you're going for smart contests. A lot of the time you don't have to use all your boosts when you're contesting, or a lot of times you don't have to go for a contest when you don't need to, especially if you know there's no danger in the play. I see a lot of people use a lot of boosts just to contest, and you really don't want to. Once you're in a higher level gameplay, especially when you're ranking up, you're going to realize that a lot of people use a lot of boosts and you're going to run out of boosts a lot. So you need to learn how to get good without boost or with low boost, and learn how to save it when you can, or else you'll be like me in ranked and always spam need boost. Try to be smarter about where you're contesting and use the boost you have. Always pick up pads. Those are really good tips, especially on boost control. Another tip I have is avoid double commits. A lot of double commits happen in the lower ranked gameplay, and it's because you're so spaced together with everybody and everybody's going for the same ball. It really puts two people out of the play in one contest, and it's not good for your team. You want to be spaced out from your teammates, trusting them that they will do something. If they don't do anything, just go back to defense and then wait for your next turn. That's how you're supposed to rotate. Space apart, give your teammate space so he knows he's the one that's going. Let there be clarity in the team. If your teammate's going up the field, how about you start positioning this way, ready for a pass, and then you can boom it. A lot of people struggle with the idea of trusting their teammate. It's a reasonable struggle, and I would understand why they don't trust their teammates. Another tip I would have to include is always watch what your teammates are doing. This goes along with trusting them, and always watch what the enemy's doing, always watch where the ball is going, and always watch where the ball will be. It's basically always watch something. If you can predict the play and see how it's going, then you can position yourself to better defend it. I typically can tell what a person can do by their skill rating. And when I mean skill rating, about how they play in game, I'll see how they play. And once I notice how they play, I'll have this in my mind. Okay, he can do this kind of stuff. And then when he has the ball, I'll just be like, all right, if he's going up the wall, he's probably going to hit it to the backboard and double tap it. So I'm going to go to backboard and stop the double tap. That's how you defend. You just got to see what the other player can do in the position he's in, and you need to put yourself in the position to defend it. It's not that hard reading people, especially if you know what they're gonna do or know what they can't do. So that's a pretty good tip to learn if you're wanting to get really good at defending, which is more important than getting good at attacking. Most players love to get good at attacking and they forget the defending part. Most team comps will have to have an attacker, passer, player, and a defender. If you don't have a defender in your team, you need to step up and become the defender, because otherwise you're gonna lose. Let your teammates be the attacking role and you go to the defensive role, even if you don't like it, just to get the W, you know? I think these tips have helped out me the most when I'm playing ranked, and it really makes ranked feel like it's not ranked. It just feels like any other game, and that's what I want. I want it to feel like every game is like really good, you know, where I'm playing smart and I'm making sure my teammates are having the easiest game of their life. That's how the ranking system works. If you get wins, you rank up. If you make the game easy for your teammates, then you'll get a win, hence you'll rank up. So learning how to defend, boost management, learning when to contest, and learning to watch other players, and learning to trust your teammates. Those are the main tips that really helped me go from Champ 1 to Grand Champ in one season. And I really hope this video helped out anybody here. If you're really wanting to go around my channel, you can check it out. I have Mate's gameplay, and I also have a 10 subscriber montage. I'm probably going to do a 50 subscriber montage or 100. I think 50 is looking like it's going to be the montage. Alright guys, well this is where I'm going to end the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any suggestions or feedback on the video. I post about once a week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.